12 signals from deep space, perfectly timed and unexplained, some repeating for 30 years. Nothing explains. 1 PhD student, 5 telescopes, 3 continents, everything changed. The gravity matrix. Something fired the same signal every 84 minutes. 30 years. Here at the gravity matrix, this dataset demanded investigation. Not a pulsar period was wrong, far too slow. What you're about to understand rewrites deep space signal classification. Long period radio transients. Astrophysicists had no category for this. The vast survey began in 2019. Discoveries still accumulating. Before 2022, 0 confirmed. By 2026, 12. 4 years. First detection nearly discarded. Too periodic, too clean for real. No stellar process produces a signal every hour or two. A magnetar, most magnetically intense object, spins to. No magnetar should broadcast after decades. Physics forbids it. Dr. Andrew Simeon at SETI Institute noted the danger here. Advanced civilizations might transmit in bursts we hadn't imagined yet. Natural or artificial. Proof requires evidence, not assumption. 2 previous transients had partial multi-wavelength data, both inconclusive. ASKAP J1745 was different. Its position made optical identification possible. Most transients are buried in galactic dust. Optical identification impossible. Covey-Rose spent months refusing to accept unknown as final. Vast gave him coordinates. The problem was origin, not location. He needed 5 instruments simultaneously. Radio, X-ray, optical. ASKAP, Ateca, Meerkat, SOAR, Magellan. 3 continents. 1 target. Swift NASA's X-ray telescope tasked to the same. Einstein probe, joint CNSA-ASA, provided second X-ray confirmation. 29 researchers across 6 countries, all focused on one source. What multi-wavelength architecture revealed? Models completely failed to predict. Data revealed an accreting white dwarf binary, a polar. 2 stars doing something stranger than any model anticipated. A white dwarf remains after a sun-like star exhausts its Earth's volume, Sun's entire mass. A teaspoon weighs 5 tons. Surface gravity 100, 0 times Earth's. No human technology survives that. Close enough, the white dwarf strips the neighbor's outer. Not gradual. Thousands of tons of gas stolen every second. A polar has magnetic fields millions of times stronger than. That field synchronizes the white dwarf's rotation with orbital period. 2 stars magnetically locked, same phase every 84 minutes. This entire system fits within the Earth-Moon distance. Yet radio energy reaches thousands of light years away. What catches our attention? The red dwarf is being consumed. Millions of years from now, the companion is gone. Silence. Right now, in this configuration, the machine runs. If it's a white dwarf binary, why 4 years? VAST began in 2019. 30 degrees simultaneous views didn't exist before. 1 ASKAP phased array feed, CSIRO invention, unlocked. If this investigation deepens, subscribe. Stay briefed on every. SOAR in Chile identified the counterpart, a red dwarf. Magellan confirmed the binary orbital period through spectroscopy, 84. The orbital period is the clock, same broadcast every. Swift X-ray data, that's where the investigation truly turned. Swift detected synchronized X-ray bursts, but the timing was off. Radio peaks and X-ray peaks did not arrive together. 2 emissions, same system, different times. Proof of 2 processes, key. Only the 3rd LPT confirmed X-ray wavelengths ever. The other 9 have never been seen beyond radio, completely. That diversity within one class is the deepest mystery. ASKAP J1745-5051 linked to supernova remnant neutron star origin. ASKAP J1745 proves white dwarf binary origin. 2 families established. In our assessment, most significant radio transient paper this. Before, what are LPTs? Now, which model fits each one? That shift from what to which type is Rosetta. When we saw this data, we reread the methodology. Radio and X-ray from the same source, arriving minutes. If both came from the same region, they'd peak together. X-rays from white dwarf surface, stolen gas hitting magnetic. Radio from charged particles spiraling along field lines between the 2 plasma processes, 2 emission heights, 2 timing signatures. 1. Everything models fail to predict. This changes the entire. Tara Murphy at Sydney built vast infrastructure. Rose used it. ASKAP J1745 is not just one solved mystery. It's, for every future LPT, apply this timing offset or a decoder ring. Not one answer, but a framework for magnetic field. 10 to 100 million Gauss, best MRI reaches. Surface gravity 100 times Earth. No material structure survives this. The paper states, conditions no Earth laboratory can create. Plasma physics in million Gauss fields, different from what labs. Coherent radio emission in extreme magnetic fields, that's the March 2026, ASKAP J1745-5051 discovered. 36-minute period. Origin unknown. Some LPTs fire 30 years unchanged. Others go permanently silent. That variability, persistent versus transient, may itself be. ASKAP J1745 emits because accretion rate falls within a specific. Error bars on several model predictions technically survive this data point. The magnetar model isn't dead. For supernova remnant LPTs, still. Could the X-ray signal be calibration artifact? 2 years ruled. Einstein probe and Swift, 2 independent satellites, same. 3 independent instruments from different continents, not noise. Signal. Joshua Pritchard at CSIR coordinated the campaign. Months of scheduling. Carl Knox at Osgrave produced the CGI, appeared worldwide. Radio from magnetic stream. X-rays from accreting pole. 1 elegant. The deepest implication, not just astrophysics, how we search. Since 1960 and Project Ozma, humanity assumed periodic signals. The WOW signal, 72 seconds periodic in 1977, ASKAP J1745 more periodic than the WOW signal. Entirely natural. At 8 minutes, the paradigm shift. SETI's core assumption needs periodicity alone no longer sufficient for artificial origin. Multi-wavelength required. Dr. Simyal at SETI Institute built exactly this multi-messenger framework. Every periodic SETI candidate needs multi-wavelength follow-up, years of work. This doesn't weaken SETI, it sharpens it. Eliminate natural. After eliminating natural astrophysics, the residual is where intelligence. Fermi paradox: if intelligence is common, why no detection? Wrong. The universe produces clocks from gravity and magnetism prolifically. The radio sky is noisier than we thought. In the SKA under construction will transform LPT detection. SK sensitivity, 10 times ASKAPs, may find hundreds. We may discover black hole LPTs. ASKAP wasn't sensitive enough. The ASKAP J1745 framework lets SK classify new discoveries faster. Watch for next X-ray confirmed LPT if timing offset differs. If confirmed, white dwarf binaries represent substantial fraction of Milky. The resolution isn't about one signal, it's what the 12 LPTs in the Milky Way. How many in the We have identified 12. We detect only the nearest ones. This machinery operated billions of years before any species could. ASKAP J1745 has fired every 84 minutes since before the red dwarf consumed in 1 billion years. Then silence. After a billion years broadcasting, the machine stops. White dwarf, our sun in 5 billion years, becomes the iron in your blood was forged in it dying. Cosmic processes are not distant abstractions, they are your literal. For 60 years, SETI assumed periodic signals mean intelligence. Reframed. Gravity and magnetism together are extraordinary engineers. We should have. The deeper question, not artificial, but what else have? Without multi-wavelength confirmation, ASKAP J1745 would remain a SETI candidate. We're more sophisticated at ruling out natural explanations now. That's after eliminating natural astrophysics, the residual is where intelligence. The universe will surprise us with what is natural. Data is suggestive but not conclusive on remaining LPTs. Responsible science. What we don't know yet. The uncertainty makes this. The paper has 29 co-authors. A PhD student led it. Covey Rose refused to accept unknown as final answer. That, not a senior professor. A PhD student. 5 telescopes. 3. The paper's conclusion is measured. A template, not a complete. Of 12 known LPTs, 10 have no confirmed origin. Telling. Each of the 10 remaining could be its own paradigm. ASKAP J1745-5051, March 2026, 36-minute period, no X-ray. The SK era begins around 2027. Every known LPT resolved. We're at the beginning of the LPT era. 12 signals. The universe speaks in wavelengths we're only beginning to fully. Voyager carried our message. Universe has been broadcasting for billions. We nearly missed what the universe broadcast every 84 minutes. ASKAP J1745 was always there. We finally built an instrument. Are we alone? ASKAP J1745 doesn't answer it. But most active period in radio astronomy history. Only 12 LPTs. Either LPT population is genuinely rare, or we're far. Either answer is profound. Rare means complete set. Hidden means we track this data so you don't have to. Next. 12 signals, all perfectly timed. ASKAP J1745 decoded. 10 remain. The universe has run this machine billions of years. If this shifted how you hear the sky, subscribe. 10 mysteries remain. Full breakdown pinned in the comments.